Hi, good morning. I am Scott Forcino, founder of PlugIntro. We created this platform as a local business media channel for realtors and their networks, from their partners to their clients. PlugIntro's goal is to maximize exposure while giving you a constant audience plus plenty of referrals in your market area. We're very pleased today to kick off a year-long video interview series with Lisa Cummins from eXp Realty. We will find out what makes Lisa such a powerhouse for her clients and partners. Lisa's able to, through PlugIntro, provide a platform for her contacts, colleagues, and business owners to promote their own businesses, as well as find trusted vendors in their area. Lisa is now local famous and can allow others to meet who they should know while they support her and lock out their competition. Lisa, I'm sure you're excited to share more about you and your services. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. I know we're in a super hot market. What area are you in the country?
I'm in Ohio, kind of centrally located, Lima, Allen, All Glades counties, Mercer, Logan, Shelby.
Great.
So, yeah.
Great. I have a bunch of questions. I want to really wind you up and let you go. First of all, and overall, why real estate?
Oh, goodness. I started out in late 2000, 2001, I think it was, as a lender, actually, as a loan officer. And I did that for about 12 years. And I always have been told that I would be a good realtor. And so I didn't really take a break from real estate. I still had my own business as a closer in real estate. But I decided to go for my real estate license about 5 years ago, and I just always enjoyed it. I always loved helping people. I felt like I could do a better job than a lot of the people that I have met throughout the period of being in the industry. So I just love being a realtor. I always loved going through the houses and, kind of helping people. I like the interior decorating part of it. So
that's interesting. Okay.
It's a good fit.
And why eXp Realty?
Okay. I have been with eXp actually 3 years, and I was with 2 boutique brokerages to start with. And I heard about the eXp model. It took me about a year to join after I heard about it, but and I still didn't truly understand it when I joined, but I knew they had more of what I like. I had hit a wall with the other 2 companies, and I felt like with eXp, I could continuously grow without hitting that wall. So I've been here for 3 years, and I'm not even near the wall. So I just felt like, there's so much potential for growth here. It's unimaginable, unbelievable. It's amazing.
Well, I know that just before pandemic, the goal was to be a cloud-based company, and it was, and work within a metaverse. And then COVID came around and it made it a perfect scenario. So people I know have benefited from that. That's exciting. And it's grown so much. People grew about 73,000 at this point. When I joined, it was about 31. So it's really more than doubled. The people listening and your public want to hear about your market. Let us know days on the market, inventory. What can you tell people?
Inventory is really, really tight right now. Days on the market kind of depends. It's the holiday right now. So we're just getting over that holiday hump, and nobody wants to move. Nobody wants to list. So things have lasted just a little bit more on the market. In some instances around here, the ones that are very desirable, though, they usually go under contract within 24 to 48 hours, or sometimes a week, but it kind of depends. We don't have very much inventory here right now at all. I have a lot of buyers. I do have a few listings coming, but they're not where my buyers are looking. But it's really tight right now.
What kind of advice? What advice would you give to buyers? How to structure an offer to get theirs accepted? Really, what part do you play in that?
I play a lot of part in that, whether they want a home inspection or not. And I never advise somebody not to get a home inspection. It is absolutely their choice, but I just guide them and advise them. If they want a home inspection, I am all for it. But the offers to get accepted here or anywhere, it's like sellers don't want to see home inspections. They don't want to see, having to pay closing cost. They don't want to have to pay for a home warranty. They want a cut and dry deal. Cash is king. Conventional is better. It is hard on government buyers right now. FHA,
Right.
VA, USDA is tough. It's a tough market for that.
Well, and what happens? I mean, if a client, I know that people are doing it, and it's in my market as well. If people are of the belief that they need to waive a mortgage or an appraisal contingency, can you let them? What would you say to me if I said, "Listen, Lisa, should I do that?"
I would advise it to a certain point. It depends on the house, because if I feel the house is fairly priced, then I might suggest a little bit. It depends on how long they're going to be in the property. Are you going to be in the property 2 years, or are you going to be in the property 15 years? If you're going to be in the property 10 to 15 years, I mean, I can see going over a little bit. If you're only going to be in the property for 2 years, you're going to lose,
Yeah.
yeah. So it kind of depends on the scenario. It depends on the house. Like I said, I mean, a lot of the houses now are priced so high, and they do sit on the market for a little bit until they come back down just a little bit. People are sick of it. I'm not going to, lie about that. Buyers are just tired of, it being so unfairly priced.
As far as getting a loan, I mean, what can they do? Is it better to get put down a higher down payment deposit? I mean, what have you found as far as people borrowing 80-90%?
I deal with all kinds of buyers. I mean, I just closed a USDA loan. I'm negotiating a cash offer right now. I have another loan that just closed conventional a couple of weeks ago. So I deal with all kinds of buyers. But I mean, the biggest thing is if you guys can keep your credit good and if you have problems with credit, you need to contact me. I can help you, and I can also get you in touch with a lender. I also know a credit repair person who is amazing. And so, the biggest thing is keeping your credit clean, trying to save as much money for down payment. That conventional loan is going to get you a home quicker than if you were an FHA, USDA, VA buyer. I know that sounds horrible to people who can only qualify for USDA or for government loans right now, but it's the honest truth. I mean, I feel bad for some of the buyers because the sellers don't want to deal with government loans. But I mean, I haven't had too much of a problem. Most of the time, it's the house that won't qualify.
I've heard that said. So how do you handle if I'm a seller with a bunch of decent offers, and maybe they're even the same amount, or some over asking? I mean, I know other processes that other realtors have taken. What's your process in advising the client or working with the client to select one of the offers?
It kind of depends on the house. If I have a listing at $180,000 and I have an offer at 170, that's a conventional buyer, but there's an offer at 178 or 182 for a FHA or USDA buyer or VA buyer. I mean, how can you tell your seller to leave $10,000 on the table if the closing costs are comparable? You know what I mean? I have nothing against government buyers and would totally advise my clients to take it if they're going to make an extra $10,000 on it.
Is it of any importance? I wonder how this has happened in your market, where a buyer, a very, very qualified buyer, has a house to sell versus another one that does not. I mean, what's the approach with the person that actually has a house to sell? I mean, that's a pretty tricky issue. I mean, what can you do to help them there?
It's a very tricky issue. If if I have a seller and we get 2 offers in, and one has a property to sell and one does not, it kind of depends. I mean, what is the offer? How much of a difference is it going to be for a profit for my seller? That's one thing. The other thing is the contingency for the one that's for the house that they need to sell. Is it already under contract? How close to closing are they?
That's
Have
huge.
inspections been done? Has an appraisal been done? Because, those are all things that can make a deal fall apart.
Lisa, I completely agree. And I think that is an area, if I had to pick one area that really distinguishes agents from others, the top from the regular, normal, run-of-the-mill, getting deep into the background of a deal. And it's been my experience that agents don't do that. They really, sadly, take what the information they're given without getting too deep into it. I know that some buyer's agents actually are protective of their buyer clients' existing deal. That never made sense to me.
No, I believe in communication and I believe in digging. I believe in research. If you're not researching for your client, you're not doing any favors. And if a buyer's agent isn't willing to give up a little bit of information, they're really not doing their buyer any favors either. I mean, you got to work together to make the deal happen. And I mean, even if it looks like something is going to fall apart, you better figure it out and try to save the deal. I mean, you've got to ask questions. I cannot stress that enough. Do the research, take the time. We are paid to do a job. And if we're not doing it properly, we're not benefiting our clients.
Yeah, I mean, that's important. Another reason, I mean, you and I spoke about is the resource you are to your clients, whether it be other members of the industry or contractors. I mean, who is in your network, and what do you think that really the value that you bring for those other professionals?
I have tons of clients all the time that ask. I've given out tons of referrals for painting or building a room. Actually today I have a showing, a second showing on a house, and that we're currently started to negotiate an offer on. And they want some things done. So I've helped them contact contractors to figure out, okay, what is it going to take to get this house to where they want it to get. Mm-hmm. And those are the things that I try to find, plumbers, electricians, anything I can do. It's a hard thing to do right now because it's hard. All the good contractors are busy,
Sure.
So people have to wait.
And that takes the relationships that you have to be an important, can partner with those business providers, so that to be valuable to the clients. That's a reason I think that people pick top agents, is they have that network.
It's true. I mean, I get a lot of business from past clients, but I also refer out people who people are happy with, their work, as far as painting or flooring, and so it does help.
Within your real estate deal, with whether you're closing someone, buyer or seller, I mean, which of those members of the industry, of the transaction itself, I mean, have you worked with that you could recommend and could be of value, whether it's the title or the insurance or the home warranty?
I have a couple of title agencies that I work with on a regular basis. I have, like I said, painters and HVAC people, and plumbers are kind of hard. I kind of tend to go, when it comes to electrical and plumbing, I tend to go to kind of a local business because, it's going to be done and it's going to be done right. Because some people think that they can do plumbing and they can't. So, and they don't know the guidelines. They're not really licensed. You know what I mean?
And you can't have that with something as serious as plumbing or electric. Forget it.
Right. So I try to stick with people like local companies on that. People I've used personally and have done me well and done the right thing by me. That's the kind of people that
I'm guessing that you've had a real history of referring back and forth, or at least making introductions to your service providers. I think that's really important. Can you give us any, success stories or crazy stories about your network and providing that services to your clients?
I have a few stories. I mean, um, I had a client that they were a seller and a buyer. We sold their house and found them a house. And, one of the things, they were like, we want some painting done. And I said, oh, I know a guy that can help you. So, I referred some people to them, and they chose one of the guys that I had actually personally work on the rental that I live in right now. And, he did a really good job. I mean, some of their drywall was not really attached like it should have been. So he went in and reattached all their drywall and, mudded it and painted it. And my people are completely happy with it. Because I referred people that I know how their work is, that's what I mean. I mean, if you don't refer people, that you've personally worked with, it's hard to know if they're going to do a good job or not.
Of course, and that's the relationship is so might really hinge on providing that kind of service. And could you tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and school, and family, and hobbies, and what's what makes you take a
Hobbies?
little bit?
Oh, what hobbies? Oh my goodness. I do have hobbies. It's just been crazy over the last couple of years. But I graduated from New Bremen High School. That's my New Bremen, Ohio. And I am divorced. I have one child. He is 22. He does live with me. He has a disability
Great.
called agenesis of the corpus callosum, but he does amazing. And I'm trying to train him to eventually, hopefully, be on his own. That's the purpose of me. I just bought a house in Wapakoneta, Ohio, and I'm completely renovating it. I've been in the real estate industry for about 21 years, and I was a lender, and then I was a closer, and then I am now a realtor and I don't see me going anywhere because I really like what I do now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this type of video where people can learn more about you and why you're the right choice for their home sale or purchase is, I want your contacts and your public to know that this is only one aspect. This is PlugIntro for you will be your local business media channel. We will have two meetings a month for your local contacts to promote themselves and earn attention in your private forum. They're going to appreciate that. It's really, I think that you demonstrate the principle of coming from a place of contribution, where if you allow your contacts to benefit by promoting their business or meeting others and just really branching out, and especially now through a digital format, which is where everyone is through Facebook or other means. I'm really commend you for taking on this year-long forum. You're going to give a lot of value to others and give people a chance to really appreciate and learn more about you. And that's exciting. So I think that the best practice and the ideal approach is for us all to provide a place where others can offer others value and gain, and really just prosper within a trusted network like this. And I think you're going to do great. And we're really happy about you being here offering value to local community. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I mean, I'm excited to see where this goes. I mean, I love to bring value to people, and I think this is going to really help in a lot of ways. You constantly see me post on Facebook. Do you know an electrician? Anybody know a plumber? Anybody know this or anybody know that? So it's great to be able to have a resource to go to and feel like we can.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you post on social media and when people do that, they're really talking about themselves or a need, just like that. But with PlugIntro, you're able to give your contacts a chance to promote themselves. This time, I think you earn attention and not just seek to draw into yourself. People are drawn to you magnetically because you're the source of this digital exposure for you and your team.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for me too, because it'll be a time saver, because I will remember, oh yeah, so-and-so in my group, they're a plumber, or so-and-so, they're an electrician or an HVAC person. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. I'm really happy you're doing this. We are here to support you. I am Scott Forsino. Sophie is our executive digital assistant. She works at based on your needs and those of your local contacts. So get ready for a really productive year. Our public is going to know more about Lisa Cummins. We're going to make you and your contacts local famous and be the real go-to resource in your community. Thank you.
Thank you.